Welcome to another deep dive. This time we're heading into some seriously creepy territory.
Oh, yeah, this one's a classic.
We're talking about Skinwalker Ranch.
You know, a place known for some intense paranormal activity.
Absolutely. And get this, it's not just some random spooky spot.
No.
It's on land that's said to be cursed by the Navajo tribe.
Okay, no, that adds another layer.
So today we're going to really dig into the experiences of this family.
The Shermans.
The Shermans, right? They actually lived on the ranch in the 90s.
Right.
And we'll look into the scientific investigation that followed.
Because they actually had scientists come out there.
Full-on research team.
See, this is why Skinwalker Ranch is different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So much evidence compared to your typical ghost story.
So many strange events. And it wasn't just like,
Campfire tales.
Yeah, exactly. This attracted real scientific attention.
A whole decade of research, PhDs involved.
Even a billionaire fascinated by the paranormal.
Okay, so let's rewind. Back to 1994.
When the Shermans bought the place.
Yeah. They were looking for a fresh start.
You know that classic dream of building a life on a big piece of land?
Right. A new beginning. But from the moment they got there, things were just off.
Off in what way?
Well, for starters, they found the ranch in a super weird state.
How so?
It was like the previous owners were seriously paranoid.
Really?
Every single door and window was like Fort Knox.
No way.
Multiple locks, massive chains everywhere, huge metal stakes in the ground.
Sounds like they were trying to keep something out. Or in.
Right. Super unsettling.
Yeah, that would creep me out.
And of course, it didn't take long for the weirdness to start.
What happened?
So on their very first day, Terry Sherman, the dad,
Okay.
he spots this massive wolf-like creature.
Like a dire wolf.
Yeah, but even bigger. At least 6 feet long.
Wow.
Dark, thick fur, and it was weirdly calm.
Hmm.
Which is what I find so strange about this whole thing.
Yeah, you'd think seeing a giant wolf would freak you out.
Totally. But the family was strangely chill.
Ah.
They even tried to pet it,
No way.
and it rubbed against them like a dog.
That's both adorable and terrifying.
Right. But things took a dark turn.
What do you mean?
It suddenly lunged at one of their calves.
Oh no.
Tried to drag it right out of the pen.
Did they try to stop it?
Terry's dad tried to scare it off and hit it with an axe even. Nothing. It was like immune to pain.
What?
Eventually backed off, but it left this strange smell.
What kind of smell?
Almost chemical-like. It lingered in the air.
Okay, so this one incident right off the bat has a lot of the classic Skinwalker Ranch elements.
You're right, the creature being unnaturally calm,
Yeah.
its size and strength, and that weird metallic stench.
It's just bizarre.
Totally. But the wolf was just the beginning.
What else happened?
Gwen Sherman, Terry's wife,
Okay.
she starts experiencing a bunch of strange stuff.
Like what?
It was almost like something was messing with her specifically.
What do you mean?
Like she'd put away groceries,
Uh-huh.
then they'd be back in the bags a minute later.
That's creepy.
Or a towel would vanish from the bathroom, show up in a closet across the house.
Okay, that's weird. Like someone was playing pranks?
Right, it really messed with her head.
Yeah, I can imagine. You start to question your own sanity.
Totally. And then Terry has his own unexplained event.
What happened?
His fence post digger disappears.
Like a big, heavy tool.
Yeah, this thing weighed like 70 pounds.
And it just vanished.
Gone without a trace.
Wow.
Then a week later, they find it,
Where was it?
hanging 70 feet up in a tree.
No way. How is that even possible?
It's insane.
That's when it all clicked, her.
Totally. Gwen finally told Terry about her experiences.
And they realized it wasn't just them.
Yeah, something bigger, something unexplainable.
At that point, they must have been terrified.
Oh, absolutely. And it only gets weirder from there.
So after that, things really ramp up.
Oh yeah, it gets crazy. They start seeing all these unexplained lights.
Like on the property.
Yeah, and they were moving in really weird ways. Terry thought it was trespassers at first.
Makes sense. Out in the middle of nowhere.
Right. So one night he decides to go check it out.
To confront them?
Yeah, but as he gets closer, the lights just disappear.
Poof.
Vanished into thin air.
Okay, that's not normal.
Definitely not car headlights.
Yeah, what were
That's the mystery, right?
Yeah.
And then their cattle start disappearing.
What?
Yeah. Terry would find tracks leading into the woods,
Uh-huh.
but they just end abruptly.
Like the animals just vanished.
Exactly. A few cows disappeared that winter. Some came back weeks later
What?
with these disturbing incisions.
Incisions.
Yeah, and some body parts were missing.
Okay, that's not right. Like surgery.
Yeah, it's creepy. These clean cuts. Not like anything a predator would do.
So someone was doing this to the cows?
It seems like it.
They're
It was terrifying. They were constantly on edge,
I can imagine.
Terry started patrolling at night with a rifle.
Trying to catch whatever it was.
Right. And then one night he sees something really bizarre.
What?
This small, silent object hovering in the air.
Hovering.
Yeah, like a stealth fighter jet.
Whoa.
About 20 feet off the ground, scanning the area with these multicolored lights.
Okay, now we're getting into UFO territory.
Right, it was like the paranormal activity was escalating.
Becoming more bold.
Yeah, and it did.
Yeah.
By spring of '95, things get even worse.
What happened?
They started seeing humanoid figures.
Figures?
Yeah, but not just shadows in the distance.
No.
These things were walking up to the house, peering in the windows,
That's terrifying.
and they were communicating in this weird language.
They were talking.
It sounded like it.
So not just some random animals.
Definitely not. It was like they were being invaded.
I bet they were freaked out.
They were. They were locking everything down, keeping the blinds closed.
But they could still see them.
Yeah, these figures would still appear, sometimes even rapping on the windows.
Oh, God, no.
It was taking a huge toll on them. The kids were struggling in school.
From the stress.
Yeah. Gwen lost her job because of the anxiety.
Wow.
They were at their breaking point.
So what did they do?
One night, Terry's sitting on the porch, rifle ready,
On guard duty.
and he sees this orange orb on the horizon. So he grabs a scope.
To get a better look.
Yeah. And what he saw through that scope was mind-blowing.
What was it?
He said it was like a portal,
A portal.
an oval-shaped opening with blue sky visible inside.
What?
And then this black humanoid figure crawls out of it
No way.
and runs off into the woods.
Like the ones they'd seen around the house?
Exactly.
So this portal was like their entry point.
It's a wild theory, right?
Super wild. But it makes you wonder.
It does.
Yeah.
And just when they thought they'd seen it all, they encountered something new. Blue orbs.
Blue orbs, what were those like?
These things were pure terror. Anyone who got near felt this wave of fear.
Fear.
Yeah. It wasn't just seeing them, it was like this emotional assault.
Like weaponized fear.
It's a disturbing thought.
For sure.
One night, Terry sees a blue orb, and his dogs, who are usually fearless, they start growling and barking at it.
Mhm.
He let them chase it into the woods.
Oh no.
But then he hears them yelping in pain.
What happened?
The next morning, he goes out with his son to search for them.
Hey.
They found 3 piles of ash.
What?
The dogs were completely incinerated. No trace of them left.
That's horrifying.
It was. That was
Yeah.
the final straw for the Shermans.
They had to get out of there.
Yeah. They decided to leave. And they contacted a local news outlet.
To tell their story.
Yeah, they were desperate for answers. And their story caught the attention of a billionaire named Robert Bigelow.
Oh, wow.
But he wasn't just any billionaire. He was really into paranormal research.
Really?
He'd already founded a research team called NIDS, the National Institute for Discovery Science.
Dedicated to investigating the paranormal.
Yeah, and Skinwalker Ranch was like the perfect opportunity for him.
To study these phenomena firsthand.
Exactly. So he bought the ranch from the Shermans,
Yeah.
let them stay on as managers,
Mm-hmm.
hoping to figure out what was going on.
So he was serious about this.
Oh, yeah. And he had a very specific approach.
What do you mean?
He chose scientists who were naturally skeptical.
So they wouldn't just believe everything they saw.
Exactly. They had to rule out any normal explanations.
Like environmental factors or psychological stuff?
Right. They tested the soil checked for hallucinogenic plants.
Thorough.
They even did psychological assessments on the Shermans.
Make sure they weren't imagining things.
Right. And after a year of testing,
What did they find?
nothing.
Nothing to explain the weirdness?
Nope. It wasn't environmental. It wasn't psychological. Something truly strange was happening.
And then things started happening again.
Right. One day, Terry and Gwen are tagging calves,
Uh-huh.
and one of them vanishes.
The calf, they just tagged
Yeah.
it.
They find it 40 minutes later, surgically dissected.
What?
Only its legs and head were left.
And the incisions.
Precise and clean. Like a textbook surgery.
Someone or something was experimenting on these animals.
It was chilling. This incident kicked the NIDS investigation into high gear.
So they were determined to find answers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They were searching the property for any clues.
What happened?
Terry spots something in a tree.
What was it?
The giant wolf-like creature.
Again.
Yeah, just perched there, watching them.
That's creepy.
Terry fired his rifle at it. It vanished into thin air.
Of course it did.
The NIDS team rushed over, but it was gone.
Yeah.
They smelled that metallic stench again.
That seems to be a common theme
Right. It's like a signature.
of whatever's behind all this.
And then they have another incident with their bulls.
Their balls.
Yeah. Terry and Gwen are driving back from one part of the ranch,
Okay.
and they notice 4 of their bulls are missing from the corral.
For a bull.
These were big, powerful animals, not the type to just wander off.
Where did they go?
They found them crammed inside a small trailer.
What?
This trailer was wired shut.
How did they even fit?
It's impossible. And they were calm, almost in a trance. Until they were startled, then they panicked and broke free.
So something herded them into that trailer.
It's like it was playing with them.
So messed up.
The NIDS team found something strange at the scene.
What was it?
A section of the corral bars was highly magnetized.
Magnetized.
Yeah, they started looking into magnetic fields as a possible explanation.
Interesting.
And then 2 NIDS researchers are out investigating these magnetic fields.
Okay.
They have compasses with them,
Uh-huh.
and they smell that metallic stench.
Again.
And their compasses start spinning erratically.
Like they were being affected by something.
Exactly. They felt like they were being watched.
By what?
Who knows? But then it all stopped as suddenly as it started.
Smell gone, compasses back to normal.
Like they were dealing with an unseen force.
One that could control magnetic fields.
It's a scary thought. And then at the end of 97, 2 researchers have one of the most terrifying encounters yet.
What happened?
They were stationed on a ridge overlooking the homestead,
Okay.
and they saw it. The orange orb.
The poor...
Yeah. One of them had infrared goggles and could see the opening clearly.
And?
A black humanoid figure crawled out,
Just like Terry described.
and it ran straight towards them.
Oh, no.
They were frozen in fear, smelling that metallic stench.
Oh, they saw it, too.
The creature ran right past them up the mountain and vanished.
Wow. Multiple witnesses now.
This was getting real.
And after that, things kind of calmed down.
Did the activity just stop?
It seemed to, yeah. By 2004, NIDS shut down the whole operation.
Wow, after all that.
They had so much data. Eyewitness accounts, footage of the lights.
But no real answers.
Yeah. No smoking gun.
So close yet, so far.
Right. That's what makes Skinwalker Ranch so intriguing. You've got years of research with credible witnesses.
Strange phenomena.
But still, no concrete answers. It's an enigma. A place where reality seems to bend.
A challenge to everything we think we know.
Exactly. Makes you question everything.
So what are the possible explanations?
Well, some researchers think it's a combination of things. Misidentified natural events, maybe some suggestibility thrown in.
And even hoaxes.
Could be. The ranch is so remote, dark. You've got all those stories already circulating.
So people might be seeing what they expect to see.
Yeah, you're out there. Your mind's already primed for the paranormal.
And you mistake a coyote for a monster.
Exactly. But then how do you explain the physical evidence?
Right, the cattle, the magnetized metal, the lights on film.
That's harder to dismiss.
Some researchers point to geological formations.
Or electromagnetic anomalies.
Could that explain it?
Maybe. Some rock formations can generate EM fields.
And those could affect animals and equipment.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
Maybe the ranch sits on one of these anomalies.
A place where the laws of physics are a little different.
It's possible.
But what about the more out there theories?
Like aliens or interdimensional beings.
Yeah.
Those are more speculative, but we can't rule them out entirely.
I mean, the portals, the figures, the tech, it all points to something beyond our understanding.
Right, it's like something's bleeding through from another reality.
But why Skinwalker Ranch? What makes it so special?
That's the big question. Some say it's on a convergence of energy lines.
Like a gateway to other dimensions?
Maybe. A place where the veil is thin.
And we have to consider the Navajo perspective, too.
Right. They see it as a sacred and dangerous place.
They believe all this intrusion is disrespectful.
And could even be harmful.
A lot of Native American tribes have deep respect for the land and its power.
They believe messing with those energies can have consequences.
Like opening Pandora's box.
Exactly.
So how do we balance scientific curiosity with cultural sensitivity?
It's a tough one. But it's a good reminder. Our desire to understand the unknown shouldn't come at the expense of respect.
Makes you think. So Skinwalker Ranch remains this unsolved mystery.
Full of strange events and unanswered questions.
A place that challenges our perceptions of reality.
And forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge.
What do you think, listener? Is there a scientific explanation? Or is it something paranormal?
Whatever you believe, Skinwalker Ranch is a captivating enigma.
A reminder that there are still mysteries out there.
Some that may never be solved.
Maybe that's okay. The search for answers is what drives us forward.
Keeps us curious. Keeps us exploring.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Skinwalker Ranch. If you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We've got new stories just like this one every week. Until next time, stay curious and keep your mind open to the wonders and mysteries of our universe.